our LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. I got the KNOWNpreneurs in the house. Welcome, y'all. All right, all y'all unmute yourselves. All right, so the KNOWNpreneurs Growth Lab is graduating 13 rising BIPOC entrepreneurs in the next few days, next week, sometime next week. And this is a free, engaging, and innovative initiative focusing on Black and minority small business owners. And I know some of these folks. I know Kim Weston. Hey, Julia, I didn't know you were going to be here. I thought you were out the country or something.
I'm in Chicago.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's like out the country. So I'm excited and delighted by this. Hey, Juan. So Juan, you are the leader of this effort. And Kim Weston is in the class, and is it Kwame?
It's Kwame, yes.
And Kwame is in the class. He's one of the 13 graduating. They're both. So Juan, tell me about this. Tell me about the KNOWNpreneurs and what's his history.
Okay. Well, first of all, good morning, everyone. Happy to see Kim and Kwame and Julia here. Love your intro, by the way. The music is contagious. So KNOWNpreneur came out of an idea, multiple ideas, I guess, came together when I first started a co-working space in downtown New Haven called Known Co-working. And then to give you a little bit of history there, I mean, I was looking for co-working spaces a long time ago when I first saw that as a real estate investment, because that's where I come from, my real estate development. But my background is also, I'm originally from Venezuela. I'm an immigrant, and I've been in business in the US for the last 20 years, and I started multiple businesses. And I always wanted to have a space with a purpose to help minorities, entrepreneurs. I have a degree in entrepreneurship from Babz College. And so I always wanted to really kind of give back to my learnings and also be able to help those who are really not, with the talents and skills to really make it, and the product or services to really make it, but didn't have the capital or the right connections or anything. So that's where KNOWNpreneurs comes into play. The design is specifically to help people who don't have, they lack the other part of the equation, so to speak, the capital, customers, and capacities to really grow their businesses. We're very focused on businesses that are in their first 3 years of business. They already have some sales. And what we do is we try to grow and scale them through a 16-week program.
Mm-hmm. And Julia, what's your relationship to the program?
So my relationship is I've been with Known since the very beginning, and I actually brought over Digital Media Sync to Known, and when the pandemic hit, brought it online. So we have 60 episodes of Digital Media Sync. So I think for myself, I've grown as a person to do more than marketing and branding, but actually help in the help grow in the entrepreneur world. And so with the Known and the KNOWNpreneurs specifically, this is my third cohort as well, working with Knowns as a team member, a mentor, and an instructor.
All right, so Kwame and Kim, there's a lot of incubator programs out there. There's a lot. I mean, y'all know. I mean, New Haven is flush with them, and they're all wonderful and good and dynamic. What made y'all choose Known? Like, what was it about the Known concept that said, I thought one for me?
I could take it first. For me, it was, the beauty of knowing that this is something that's created for the BIPOC community. There are a ton of programs that do exist for sure, but being kind of in the same space with people that look like you, that are also, they have great ideas as well. And you could come together and really learn how to expand your business together. That was a huge selling point for me. And as an aside, I did a bit of research on Juan as well, and learn about, all the great things that he's done in his career. So I definitely knew that we would at least have great backing in terms of leadership. And it definitely is something that I really cherish.
And for me, it was also the fact that the BIPOC community, but Collab actually suggested Known. And then when I did my research on Juan, I found out that he was from Venezuela. And one of my really good friends that I went to grad school with was from Venezuela. And I knew what was happening there. And because of the dynamic shift in class there, the haves and the have-nots, when Juan started this, it was because he saw something that was happening in the United States of the haves and the have-nots and the discrepancy in that. And he started Known because he wanted to do something about that. He wanted the have-nots to have and not be in the same kind of position of the people in his country. And so that was so important to me to be able to be in his company, because I knew he was going to fight for people like me, to say, hey, let me support you, to make sure that you have something that you can grow where you already are. You have this idea, you have this business, you have this company, but let me help you take it to the next level. And that was so important with where I was starting with my business.
And so now, Kwame and Kim, you both have very different, I don't want to say products, but businesses. You have very different businesses. Kim, Wabi Gallery. Kwame, Oshito,
Pepper sauce. It's almost as if you said a bad word, right?
I know. When I sent it to Harry, my producer, he was like, Babz, what is this? Are you trying to break some FCC rules? Like, no,
we're getting close.
So Juan, they're very different. Is that by design that you have folks come in with whatever the business plan or desire that they want? Doesn't have to be what we think of as similar things lumped together.
That's a really good question. And one of the things that we found is that there's certain particular things, processes, and business knowledge, as well as capital sources and relationships that are really are okay across multiple industries. And when you look at the, let's say, ecosystem of entrepreneurship, you have a group that is really focused on innovation, that's looking at divided by incubators and accelerators. But then there's a group that's focused on small businesses that is also divided by incubator and accelerator. So if you want to place Known exactly where it should be in the small, medium-sized businesses in the ecosystem, focus on businesses that are already post-sales, they're already growing. And those businesses are really needing certain things that are really focused on developing a business farther. Whether it's finance or marketing or operations or business planning, or how to prepare for a bank, how to prepare for a loan underwrite. All of that is something that it matches. It's okay across the board. You could work with any industry. So what KNOWNpreneurs does is exactly that. Prepare all those businesses are ready to scale, ready to grow, and they already have knowledge of their customers, and they already have sales. To make sure that, one, they reduce the risk of failure, because that's a huge one, right? And two, that they're able to find a roadmap for growth so that they make less mistakes, and they have a capital accessible to them as soon as they can.
Oh, I love it. All right, so Kwame and Kim, give me your elevator pitch.
Go ahead, Kwame. You do it first.
Okay, so my product is a savory pepper sauce from Ghana, West Africa.
I knew it.
So like Juan, I am an immigrant as well. I am one who really cherishes my culture. And then coming to the US, it was sad for me to see that we didn't have a lot of foods from my region of the world that was really represented. And my region of the world also has such a big impact on just the globe as a whole. So I really wanted to take it upon myself to not only be the one to introduce our brands and introduce our wonderful flavor profiles, but also create something that could also last in my community, in my family, something that could be long lasting. So the goal is to build this out from the ground up, which Juan is being very helpful with. And the ultimate goal is to be a household brand for everyone to really enjoy cuisine from Ghana and West Africa.
All right, so your sauce comes with recipes, because I just can't buy the sauce and just put it on anything, can I?
Well, actually, that is the point of the sauce. You are supposed to buy it and put it on everything.
Everything.
I like it. Okay. All right, Kim, give me the elevator pitch.
So Wabi Gallery is an art gallery that is about inclusion, sustainability, and diversity. We have an educational program. We will have a 5 shared space art spaces for artists to be able to come or people to come and be able to start their businesses and share their businesses inside the space. We have a place for artists to exhibit their work, young artists, up and coming artists, and educational programs that we can share. The artists will also act as mentors to young people that are in the community and people in general. So Babz, if you wanted to come and say you wanted to be a photographer and you needed help, I would have people there that would be able to come and support you. So we're not going to be your typical arts community where you have to look at art and you can't come in and say, this is how I feel about the art and speak loudly. You will be able to come in and say how you feel. If you want to scream in this gallery, you'll be able to scream and say, this is the most beautiful thing I've seen. And oh my gosh, your space is beautiful. You will be able to express how you feel, because there's a lot of galleries in New Haven where, and in general, where you go into and you
have to be quiet.
You have to be quiet. They shush you. Yes, they tell you.
Like a library. I know.
Yeah, like a library. I want this to be a live space where you come in and you can express yourself. There'll be community gatherings where people can come in and express themselves about what's happening in their community, where there'll be talks and events and spoken word and lively, where people can come in and have a good time. If you want to have a talk about something that's important to you and you want to have a place where you can share about your live talk show, you can have that there at Wabi Gallery.
I love that. Although if I get on the elevator with Kim, I got to go all the way up to the 300th floor. That was a long pitch, but it was a fabulous pitch. So Julia, tell me, what was it like working with them? Because they seem very polished and very confident, right? Like they seem very focused, confident, and believable about their business.
I think working with all 13 together, I sat in on some of the classes. So there's a 16-week program, the classes every Tuesday from 9 to 11. So it's intensive. Each class that we go through, it's about marketing, it's about finance, it's about business insurance and why that's important. We go through KPIs. One of the things that I really loved is not only were they just really passionate and innovative and really wanting to move and push their business forward, but they were so collaborative with each other as well. And I loved just sitting back and watching, as one was presenting or one had questions, and Kim, and Kwame, both of you were just like so generous with knowledge and with suggestions and recommendations. And it was just nice to like watch this cohort just really be a business family. Just really work together.
So I know Kim Weston. She's a renowned artist and a talented teacher, and her work is stunning. So Kim, what did you not know going into Known that you now know, because you're stepping into different waters? So what was it that you needed to get? The business side of it, or how to sustain it? Like, talk a little bit about that, because I think artists oftentimes just want to create and they don't think about the back end or the, of things. So,
well, I've had businesses all my life, and so one of the things that I didn't do was run my businesses properly. And so what I got out of Known was how to do it the right way, how to, work on a business plan, how to project, how to write KPIs, what that meant, because I had no idea what the hell a KPI was, like I didn't know what that was. And I got that, you need to take care of yourself. You need to, make sure that you have a team around you. You need to make sure that you have self-care while you're running your business. I mean, yesterday's class was about learning how to step away from your business and take care of you, because if you don't take care of you, you can't run your business properly, because you're constantly going. I didn't do that before. I burnt out. So I stopped the business when I burnt out, so now I know that I have to slow down and know that there's enough of me to run the business, but I can't burn myself out. I didn't know that before. And so now I know I need to have HR if I'm going to have a team of people. I didn't realize I needed to have HR. Now I know that there's access out there for me as a Black woman, a woman-owned business that I can go to that has services for me that are free. I didn't know I had access to that. That even as a woman-run business or a Black-owned business, I can go out there and I can have access to government programs out there, that the government has these that are constantly having things that they're putting up and saying, you can bid on this. And so Juan has given us access to how to do it. And so there's been, class after class has been information. You don't want to miss a week, because each week is information that will help grow your business and have information that will take you to the next level. You think you know something until you don't know you know something. You don't know something.
Right. All right. So Kwame, you got the sauces. Are you thinking about, all right, the sauces are going to be a hit. I know they're going to be a hit. I got to get it out there. Are you thinking about what comes after the sauces? Like as an entrepreneur, are you always thinking about what else I need to add to make the whole thing broader and more complete?
It's a great question. So as entrepreneurs and being part of Known, we've also learned that when you're thinking about your business, you're thinking about it more than just like the first year, the second year, the third year. So we have devised somewhat of a 3 to 5 year plan. And the sauces are the focal point right now. And the objective really is to figure out how to build out all the key components to make this sauce brand strong enough. And in hopes of doing that maybe within the next 3 years or the coming years. But there are additional plans and projections that, I do have as an entrepreneur to start restaurants, right? Because the whole mission really is to be the cultural bridge to West African cuisine. So, introducing a sauce is like the very, very smart thing to do in the very beginning, because anyone can add that to their meals. But the next stage would also be to introduce restaurants and figure out ways that the crops that we have in West Africa, how can we grow those here in the United States, and also make sure to give those to the grocery stores and introduce different things from my culture, which is the essential mission. So there are additional plans to grow the brand as well. But really the big focus right now is to figure out a way to build a strong foundation to grow at least the Oshito brand.
So Juan, how do you pay for all this?
So we are backed by 2 organizations. One is CityNext, New Haven Innovation Collaborative. And they gave us the first capital to start our first cohort about 18 months ago. And the organization is the Community Foundation, Mission Investment Corporation. Those 2 organizations have been helping us support all the way to where we are right now. And now we submitted an RFP to the state for a 5-year budget to continue KNOWNpreneurs.
Hmm. Okay, so how large are the classes? Like, what's the sweet spot for the number of folks that you want to have in a class?
Oh, around 12. It's very manageable. It allows for us. One of the things that we do is that we have a mentor for every two knownpreneurs. So the structure, the way it works is we have 6 mentors basically coaching them throughout the 4 months of the process. And they touch base a couple hours every month with them. I think a structure like that is really manageable, really intimate, and it creates strong bonds with the class. It could go a little bit higher, but we like to keep it that way.
I like it. Okay, so what's the biggest dream for this one? Like, what when you thought about this, and now you're 3 cohorts in, what's the next level dream? I mean, beyond, getting a bigger budget, but what's the next level dream? And what happens to the cohorts after they graduate? Like, is there some continued outreach, continued commitment to their success?
But one of the things that I envision is for this to be really a career, something that you could actually evolve through different stages in the entrepreneurial journey, because it just doesn't end there when you graduate. One of the things that we're building, and this is part of our line of credit that goes out to every knownpreneur, and this is something new that we just announced about a week ago in partnership with CEDF. Is that every knownpreneur that graduates is given $10,000 line of credit. Now that line of credit is a line of credit for 2 years, and during the 2 years, we have every couple of months CEDF checks out how business is going, and knownpreneur checks out every 6 months, and so throughout a 2-year process. So what we're building here is really understanding the social impact of these programs through a series of incentives throughout the journey. What I mean by that is, revenue growth, number of jobs, capacity to raise capital. There are certain metrics that we follow to make sure that we are really doing the right thing. And as we become more professionals at that and really get hard data about this, we're able to improve the whole process from the front end to the back end, all the way to the process. One of the things that we have in the U.S., one of the problems is really that the small business system is really broken. What happened during COVID is that a lot of the minority businesses went out of business because they simply couldn't really relate to filing the paperwork that they needed to obtain a PPP loan or anything like that. And so one of the things that we're doing is really partnering or being part of a consortium. It's called NHE3 with the Community Foundation. And the goal that we have with them as part of that group consortium, it's really to bring in systems to improve the small business, existing small business infrastructure. So that has to do with really make sure that we reach out. The goal is to reach out about 5,000 businesses in 5 years. Now, 5,000 businesses in the New Haven County area, it's about 25% of all businesses. So it's a lot. It's about 19,000 businesses that are in the area. And what we would like to do is really develop a series of levels of readiness levels that each business is going to have. So there's a lot of literature that you see in the academia, in universities and in venture capital world. There's a lot of thought that has been put into this, but not in the SME world. The small business world has very little focus on this. And given that small businesses are the number one job producers, I mean, between 19, if you look at statistics, you look at between, what was it, 1993 to 2017, 2 in every 3 jobs produced in the U.S. were from small businesses, and 1 out of 3, basically half of that, was produced by businesses going in their first 3 years of business. So that's where Known is focused on, is really focusing on these first three years. And if we focus on the first 3 years, what happens is that we really reduce the risk of really the businesses not growing. There are many barriers to BIPOC entrepreneur success. And we need to work on that. We need to make sure that there's enough capital out there, that we need to make sure that there's some hand-holding throughout the process. We need to make sure that we amplify the market of those businesses. We need to amplify the human resources of those businesses. We need to help in many ways. Remember, a lot of these businesses coming from people in communities where there's no generational wealth. There's no generational wealth. And so it's really hard for those businesses to really take off. So you have a capital problem, you have a customer problem, and you have a capacity problem. And we need to address that. And we need to address that systematically. So what we're doing with the Community Foundation in NHE3, CoLab is part of this. So CoLab is a partner. So CoLab is more in the incubation stage, whereas we are more in the acceleration stage of the process. And we also have Health Haven Hub that is also involved more in the innovation side of the equation. And we're going to be working on all the systems. So as soon as we get our budget approved, I think it's going to be a really exciting journey for all of us.
Okay, so Julia, this is a program for BIPOC folks. So what was it that made it attractive to you? I mean, you and I, we know each other and we do stuff together. Yeah. Your talents could be used somewhere else. Why are you hanging out over here?
I think that I align in the same way that Juan does, and my kids grew up here. I've lived here for 25 years. This is my community. I mean, it's weird to say, I know, it just feels natural. It feels like this is where I can work, and I can have the honor of working with such talented people and businesses. Kevin Ewing as well at Babz Studios. I've worked with him a lot. I'm working with other businesses where I'm basically a vendor. It makes sense to me. I mean, these are legitimate businesses as well. We can't just say, let's just not work with these businesses. I want to work with these businesses. I love these businesses.
So, Kim and Kwame. So, Kwame, do you see yourself going to the Shark Tank? I don't think Wabi Gallery will show up at the Shark Tank. I mean, yeah, the Shark Tank, but you might be able to show up at the Shark. Is that in the back of your mind sometimes?
So Shark Tank would definitely be cool. I think it would be great for my brand, even just to build brand awareness. If the sharks don't, really give a proposal that I like. So I think it would be good in that sense. But I haven't thought too much about that, but it would be something cool. I think later down the line, if I grow on that level and need that level of funding, yeah, why not? I definitely would entertain something like it.
But are your sauces for sale now? How do we find them?
My sauces are for sale now. We have an e-commerce site at ohshito.com, ohshito.com.
I just love saying that. That's my favorite thing to say now.
I think you should say it every day on the radio. I think it would help us out a lot.
I am. I'm going to be a hype person for this.
Thank you. And then starting next month, we will be in several Stop and Shops in the greater New Haven area as well. And we're also going to be part of a launch event in the Bronx. They are relaunching a Stop and Shop store in the Bronx on June 10th. So we will be present there doing a few sampling events. We'll be there for 3 weeks in a row. So
okay. Harry said, give your website again because he didn't catch it.
ohshito.com, spelling ohshito.com.
You're going to get some children in trouble, but all right. All right, Kim, tell people how to find Wabi Gallery, because I believe you're already starting to begin crafting and curating programs for young people.
Yes. So we're finishing up with the Focus Fellowship program, which is a mentorship program for high school students. So 5 of my young women, young girls are finishing up. June 11th, we will be having their opening exhibition at Lotta Studios from 1 to 5.
Oh, I have to come to that.
Yes. And the girls they're very excited. They did an excellent job shooting using their cameras. They've learned a lot of history of photography, learned about a lot of political photographers and photographers from all over the world, Black photographers, female photographers that have been doing their thing. It's been exciting. They met with me once a week for 2 hours. And it was a little challenging for them because it was online. And so they're ready to be offline and to start doing things in person. So next year we'll be doing it in person.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so they get a piece of equipment once they graduate, and they get an exhibition. So we're ready. We're ready to do this. Yes.
Okay. All right. So Juan, I'm gonna let you have the last word. What gets you up in the morning about this work?
A better future for my kids.
And that's a good word.
Yes.
That's a good word. Well, I wish you all every success. I'm going to try to make it to graduation. I got my invite, but I sit on the board of Long Wharf Theater, so that's our board meeting night. Oh, look!
There it is.
Kwame, I love the packaging.
Thank you.
I
Thank you very much.
I can eat that right out of the jar.
Oh,
so good.
I'm gonna go read the ingredients and see what I can have. I have a severe dairy allergy, so I can't have shellfish. So, but I know there's one of these I'm sure there's one of these I can have.
There's no dairy.
All right.
There's no dairy. There's only one of them that does have shellfish, but you have the option of 3 others that you can choose from.
Oh, I'm so gonna get me some, and I'm gonna get all the
There's a
names up in
vegetarian
my
one.
space.
So Babz, you can also find 16 artists at wobbygallery.com.
Yes.
Wobby, it's www.wobby.gallery.
And that's WABI.
Yes, WABI. What did I say? I said something wrong, right?
No, you didn't say it wrong. I just want to spell it so people know how to.
Yes, WABI.gallery. And you'll be able to find the artists that I'm representing. You will be able to see programs that are listed there and our mission and all that other great stuff.
I love it. Well, thank you, Juan. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Kwame. Thank you, Kim. This was a really good conversation. I appreciate it, knowing about the KNOWNpreneurs. And I hope I hope the next cohort comes back too. But I want to stay in touch with these two so they can come back and keep us apprised of the progress.
Yeah,
I mean, Kim is my friend, so I see her all the time.
Thanks, Babz, and you're welcome to tour Known whenever you like.
Oh, Julia has already given me a tour. I've already been in the space, Juan. It's a lovely space. So I love co-working space, and that's a really good co-working space.
Juan is just missing some Kim Weston photography there.
There you go.
Yeah. He's just missing some Kim Weston photography.
Well,
all right.
Or he can just take some of the artwork from some of the artists that are listed here on the website. I mean, there's some fabulous artists that are here. So, and a lot of New Haven artists are here on the list too.
Yes. I had Allison Minto on yesterday, but let me get out of here before Harry throws me off the air. But I so appreciated y'all coming on today. Congratulations to you graduates, and I'm wishing you every success. Juan, I love your spirit. Julia, you my girl. I will see y'all in these streets.
Thanks, Babz.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. All right, Harry, play us out. I'm on my way out. It's the middle of the week. Good people, be safe out there and have a good day.
Love you, Babz.
Love you too. Y'all feel free to jump off. I'm gonna be the last one out so I can turn off the lights.
All right, Kwame. Love you, Babz.
Love you too.